Okay, so today we've got hip hinges, hip hinge, and what else? Some other things. I'm just joking. I'm feeling goofy today. Maybe a little too much coffee. Hip hinge, seated row, and static beast with an optional static beast shoulder tap. Okay, so that's gonna be your first grouping of exercises. 3 sets of around 10 to 12 reps or so, keeping the theme of this week. We're gonna rest for about a minute. And then we are going into some single leg deadlifts / hip hinges, and then some push-ups and with side bridges. So overall, really well-rounded workout. You guys know how I feel about total body workouts. They're freaking awesome. Okay, so for the hip hinge, you can, sorry to just leave you there for a sec. You can use a dumbbell if you want to, or a kettlebell if you've got a mammoth bell. I had a shorter one, but oh well, it's somewhere. For the hip hinge, you really want to make sure that you are braced through the core, that your feet are firmly planted into the ground. From this position, your spine stays nice and straight, you're hinging at the hip, and then you're pushing the feet in, squeezing the bum to stand. So notice the hip hinge is not doing this, okay? We're not bending at the low back. Everything is engaged. We're hinging at the hip. We feel a little bit of tension on the hamstrings and we stand up. Unlike a squat, okay? It's not a squat. It is a hinge, okay? Now that's all said and done, here we go. So you can go ahead and grab your implement. If you want to just do this body weight, totally cool. Oh, you know what? You can probably even do it with a band. Here, let's give it a shot with a band. Freestyle, here we go. Oh yeah, let's do it with the band first. Woo! Colin just invented a new exercise on the spot. Here we go. So that's 4. The next set, I'll show you how to do it with a dumbbell. And the set after that, I'll show you how to do it with a kettlebell. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change it up. Next set, I'm going to show you with the kettlebell, and the set after that, I'm going to show you how to do it with 2 dumbbells. Okay, one more. Awesome. Now we're getting into our seated banded row. So this should feel really familiar to you, and if you want to take it up a notch, you can grab a thicker band. Make sure your back stays nice and straight. Inhale as you pull, exhale, release. Still staying nice and easy, nice and controlled on the way down and pulling. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Beautiful. Okay, now coming into our static beast. So getting yourselves into tabletop position. Your spine is nice and neutral. Lift those knees off by just 1 inch. And this might be enough for you. But if you want to, tap the shoulder. 1, 2, we'll go up to 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. We're gonna rest for about 30 seconds. So, how was your weekend? Oh, pretty good. Yep. I went outside. I don't have my timer, so we're just gonna have to roll with it. So that's been about 20 seconds, would you say? Yeah, about 20 seconds. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how to do the hip hinge with the kettlebell. But if you would rather stay with your bands, totally cool. All right, so with the kettlebell, start with the bell kind of at your feet, hinge at the hip, grab the bell, back stays nice and straight, and stand up. Nice and controlled on the way down. Squeeze the bum on the way up. That's 8. Brace your core. Now, not everybody is going to have a 62-pound kettlebell in their house, but the principles stay the same. Brace the core, control the movement, and so on, okay? Alrighty, next one is our banded seated row. So grab onto that band, inhale, exhale. That's 6, that's 7, that's 8, that's 9, and that's 10. Beautiful. Okie dokie. Next one is static beast with an optional shoulder tap. Spine is nice and straight, neutral position. We'll lift the knees off. I'm just gonna go no shoulder tap this time. So about 6 breaths. 5 more breaths. 4 more breaths. 3 more breaths. Notice that my knees aren't way up here, okay? They're down nice and low, about 1 inch off the ground. 1 more. Beautiful. Okay, what's the last one? No, that was the last one. So now we're gonna rest for about 30 seconds or so. I'm gonna grab this second dumbbell here so I can show you what doing a hip hinge with dumbbells looks like. A lot of people have dumbbells at home, so I just figured, we'd kind of include a demonstration if you want to utilize those things. If what you're working with is bands, just do the first variation that we talked about, and if you're just doing body weight, you can do that too. Okay, that's been about 30 seconds, wouldn't you say? All right, so feet are both hip width apart, roll shoulders down and back, hinge at the hip till the dumbbells reach about the knees, and push the feet in to stand up. You should also feel tension in the hamstrings. Really think about sitting the weight back on the heels. This way, keep the load nice and close to the hips. Okay, so don't have the dumbbells way out here. That's gonna put excess pressure on your low back. Keep them down nice and close. 1 more. Now, if this was a super heavy deadlift, guys, if I had like a barbell, I wouldn't be breathing like I've been doing right now. I would take a deep breath in, I brace, and then I just let out, just like that, okay? So that's important. If the weights feel heavy for you, is to make sure that you utilize the air and really engage that 3B. Okay, what's after that? Oh yeah, banded rows. Okay, here we go. You ready? 4, 5, 6, 7, this is getting challenging, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Okay, let's do another 5 breaths of our static beast hold. This is something that we learned from a modality called animal flow, which is pretty awesome. All right, 5 breaths. Here we go. Make sure those hands stay corkscrewed into the floor. The insides of your elbows should be up facing, towards your head. And this will make sure that your shoulders stay nice and engaged, that everything is supportive. So your wrists should be stacked underneath your shoulders, knees stacked underneath your hips. Okay, brace your core, squeeze your bum, and that's about 5 breaths there. Awesome. Whew. Working up a sweat. Oh yeah, it's good. Okay, so the next set is gonna be single leg deadlift or hip hinge, and maybe some push-ups, and finally some side bridges, okay? Whew, so take a rest if you need it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you first, while you're resting, some progressions for this exercise. So for the single leg deadlift, you can have dumbbells here at your sides if you want to. Ideally, we're gonna be going down, keeping a nice little knee bend here, and then pushing that foot into the floor, squeezing the bum. Keep a little bend in this leg here, and that will ensure that most of the effort is applied through that working leg. Now, if you're working on the balance, or if that just doesn't feel right for you just yet, you can take the foot back and kind of, put about 10% of the pressure in your left foot, the foot that's back, and 90% of the effort in this front leg. Same thing, hinge at the hip till you feel a hamstring stretch and squeeze to stand. Okay? So it's really up to you, whatever version feels right for you right now. Okay, let's begin. So I'm gonna go with the foot back variation today. Inhale back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and honestly guys, I like to consider myself an advanced trainee. I don't know, I've been doing this for a while, you could say, fitness that is. So, but you know what, I still feel this activating even though I'm just doing body weight and I'm doing, the regression. So, it's not to say that this is any less challenging than the advanced progression. It's just different. 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more, 8, 9. Notice that my core, my back is staying totally straight. I'm not kind of rounding or losing tension into the core. Okay, so that was 10. What's next? Push-ups, I believe. All right, here we go. Move this out of the way, move that out of the way, and off we go. Remember your progressions as well, your modifications, I should say, alternatives. Let's do 2 more. Awesome. Okay, next thing is side planks. All right, so we're gonna get that elbow underneath the shoulder, hips stacked on top of each other, squeeze and brace. Now, if this is too sore for your shoulder and you'd rather do a side bridge just like this, targeting the opposite side, so the upside, totally feel free to do that too. I'm gonna go for a couple more seconds here. Awesome, beautiful. Now let's do the other side. All right. And driving those hips forward. Nice straight line from your head to your tailbone. 4 more breath. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Awesome. Okay, you're gonna rest for 30 seconds or so. Whew. And then we'll get into another set. Okay. So this time I'm gonna grab a band. It's called a band if you're from west, so like kind of Saskatchewan onward. And it's called a band if you're from Ontario. And I don't know if you're in the US at all, but if you're in the US, it might be something totally different. Hey, a band. You want to give me a band? That's terrible. Okay, you ready? Here we go. And if that's not doing much for you, you can always kind of choke up a little bit. Oh yeah, that's better. Woo! All of a sudden now that is taking my glutes to the next level of fire. One more. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead. I want to keep my hands exactly where they were. Okay, so other side. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one. You can also play around. I forgot to mention, you can play around with where exactly you want that foot. You know, you might feel it actually better if you keep that foot a little closer in. It's up to you. Everybody has different kind of anatomies with their hips, the way that your hip is positioned, the size and so on. So it might feel different for everybody. Okay. Banded rows? No. Push-ups. Okay. 8 push-ups. Maybe 10. Here we go. Notice we're not just pumping out the reps here. We're still staying nice and controlled with good tempo. 7, 8, 9, 9.5, and 10. Woo! Yeah, baby. Okay. Side bridges. We'll do 6 breaths on either side. Here we go. Nice and straight. Two breath. 5 breath. Last breath. Awesome. Okay, other side. And here we go. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Awesome. Okay. I was about to jump right into the next set without any rest. I don't know, you feeling it? You feeling it? You need some rest? Or do you want to just go for it? Should we just go for it? Yeah, let's just go for it. Okay. Go for it. Maybe we'll find a nice little image of a gopher to put in there, just for fun. This is the 3rd set, right? This isn't like the 4th set, is it? It's kind of funny when people train with me one-on-one. I am notorious for getting extra reps and extra sets in. All right, that's about 9 and 10. Awesome. Okay, other side. Here we go. Really engage in that hamstring or hamstring, depending on where you're from. 9 and 10. Awesome. Okay, last set of push up. Or if you're Chuck Norris, pushing the earth down, what? 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Awesome. Okay, this time just 4 breaths on either side. All right, 4 breaths on the other side. All right, that is 4 breaths. Okay, woo! All right, so we're gonna do 50 mountain climbers just as a quick finisher. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 50. If you wanna do this on an incline, you can do that too. Hands on a chair, hands on a bench, whatever you gotta do. If you have some dumbbells and it feels better for you to have the hands supported so the wrists are nice and straight, by all means. If all you have available is a yoga mat, then you can just roll it up a couple times. Have the palms or the heels of your hand on the mat, fingers on the floor, and this will just help take out that little bit of wrist flexion. All right, let's get to it. 50 reps. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 50. Now I realize that I was supposed to go 1, 2, 3, 4, but I actually did 1, 2. So you did double the reps. All good. Rest up, and we'll see you next time.